My girlfriend said, I think we should take a break so I can explore my options. I replied, whatever makes you happy, Amber. What she didn't know was that I'd been writing a novel for the past 2 years. Every single morning, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. before my soul-crushing corporate job, poured terrible instant coffee, and wrote for 2 hours in our tiny apartment office while she slept. 847 pages of science fiction that I'd finally finished last month. My literary agent had 3 publishers interested, and the auction was scheduled for next Friday. But Amber always thought writing was a waste of time. Whenever she caught me working on it, she'd roll her eyes dramatically and say I was chasing a fantasy, instead of focusing on climbing the corporate ladder at the marketing firm, where I was slowly dying inside. She wanted me to gunning for director level, networking at happy hours, playing office politics, called my writing cute hobby in front of her friends, like I was collecting stamps or building model trains. When Amber sat me down that Wednesday evening, talking about needing to experience life before settling down and how she'd been messaging this guy Brad from her gym, I just listened quietly. I hope you find what you're looking for, I said, watching her look almost disappointed that I wasn't putting up a fight. She probably expected tears, begging, promises to change. Instead, I helped her pack her stuff from our bathroom, even wrapped her expensive hairdryer carefully in a towel. The whole time, she kept checking her phone, probably texting Brad about how easy this was going. Friday morning, the auction happened. 3 publishers got into a bidding war. By noon, I had a $340,000 2-book deal sitting in my email inbox. I read the contract 3 times just to make sure it was real, then walked straight into my manager's office and quit my job effective immediately. Monday morning, instead of commuting to my corporate prison, I was sitting in a coffee shop in Portland. I'd always wanted to live in the Pacific Northwest, but Amber hated rain and refused to even visit. She had her whole life planned out in Phoenix. Same sunny weather, same boring suburb, same predictable everything forever. I rented a studio apartment in the Pearl District with exposed brick and huge windows overlooking the city. Spent my days writing book 2, exploring Powell's bookstore for hours, hiking in Forest Park on foggy mornings. My agent kept sending updates about the marketing plan, cover designs, early reviews from publishers weekly. Life felt like it actually belonged to me for the first time in 5 years. Meanwhile, my buddy Trent kept me posted on Amber's romantic adventures through Instagram. She was posting photos with Brad constantly for about 3 weeks, lots of gym couple content and protein shake dates. Then Brad disappeared completely from her feed. Then there was a guy named Connor for 2 weeks. Then radio silence for a month. 2 months after I left, I met Iris at a writer's meetup in a bookstore cafe in Hawthorne. She was a book editor at a small independent press, had read an early copy of my manuscript, and had incredibly specific thoughts about my world-building choices that made my brain light up. We started meeting weekly to discuss writing and books, but really we were just completely falling for each other over shared annotated novels and terrible bookstore coffee. One Saturday morning, while Iris and I were sharing cinnamon rolls at our favorite bakery and debating character arcs, my phone started exploding with messages from Amber. I made a terrible mistake. Brad was a complete disaster. I missed what we had so much. Can we please talk about trying again? Then another. Trent told me you're in Portland now? Since when? You always said you liked Phoenix. And another. Are you seriously still wasting time on that writing thing? You need to come back to reality. I'm willing to give us another shot. I showed Iris the messages. She read them while eating her cinnamon roll, then started laughing. Tell her you got published, she said, stealing my coffee to take a sip. Tell her you're done exploring her options. So I sent back exactly that. Got published. Living in Portland. Done exploring your options. Good luck with Brad or Connor or whoever's next. Amber responded within seconds. A book deal doesn't pay the bill. You're going to regret throwing away a stable career for something that'll never work out. This is so typical of you. I showed Iris the message. She just smiled and said, should we tell her your book is already getting adapted for a limited series? Or should we wait until after our engagement photos? We both laughed so hard the barista asked if we were okay.